Okay.
PBI.
We're gonna be doing that basic clickbaity bullshit.
We're gonna talk about our theories on Rise of the Skywalker.
Or, in my case, hopes.
Yeah.
I want to see this.
This is what should happen, and if it doesn't happen, then...
No, I'm gonna talk about what I know will happen, and I hope that happens, because it means it'll be a bad movie.
Alright, so I'm gonna do like a quick recap of the first two movies.
Yeah, I remember there's a lady, and she does stuff, and...
Alright, so Ray on Desert Planet.
What was the name of that planet?
I don't remember. So then all of a sudden things happen.
Jantu.
Then all of a sudden things happen. Then what happens?
She meets...
No, it switches off to Finn.
Yeah, and he's...
And then what happens?
It switches to...
Then it goes to Poe with BB-8. And then they meet up, because... What's his name was... Finn was a stormtrooper. And then he's like, I don't want to be a stormtrooper no more. So then he meets up
you've already
with
got
Finn.
me confused.
And then they're like, oh, we need to steal the fucking, what the hell it's called? The ship.
TIE Fighter?
TIE Fighter. But then they got caught in a chain, so it's like, shit. But then they escape. And then they get in a battle.
Your one-sentence descriptions are reminding me of the movies, but you're, like, leaving out huge parts. And you're just like, then it switches to Finn. Then it switches off.
This is to get you on the vibe. Get the memory going.
So, yeah.
So all of a sudden, like, they get separated somehow.
No, because the TIE Fighter blows up and he, like, ejects or something. No, it sinks into the sand, and Poe woke up before Finn and walked away, but left him his jacket, and then Finn was like, yeah, I love it. He loves it.
They're gonna be gay.
So gay. So very gay. There's better be fucking disgusting.
Alright, hold on. We gotta wait.
I want to see full penetration in a gay relationship.
We're just gonna wake up to them spooning.
No, I want to see, like,
it's fucking, Poe's head banging against
just
like,
goosh. And Finn like, yeah! And then it's like,
But anyway, Poe goes somewhere, and then all of a sudden BB-8's like, hey, I'm with Finn now.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with the stormtrooper.
But then Finn's like, hey, this girl's getting beat up. Then all of a sudden she whoops the shit out of him with her staff.
Yeah. She does the whole, like, I'm a strong, proud female, and no obstacle can stop me moment. Then there's he grabs her hand to lead her away from an explosion, and she goes, why would you grab my hand? And it's like, thing was about to blow up, I just grabbed you. I hate that scene.
I love that scene, because it's like the generic, like, the guy trying to save the girl, and she's
right.
I'm more capable than you.
Right, but here's the thing, it doesn't matter, he was trying to save her, because there's an explosion, and he's trying, if he had grabbed her by the arm, the shoulder, whatever, the hand just seemed like, I don't know this person, I'll just grab him by the hand, yank him away. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a nice scene. I thought it was just subversion. But anyway.
But then they run away, things happen, and they meet up with Han Solo.
Oh, yeah, because they make the Millennium Falcon fly, and then she pulls the piece out of the Millennium Falcon, and they go to warp, and it blows up.
But then you're forgetting the shitty scene where they get stuck underneath. They're hiding underneath, and Han and Chewie go on, and they're like, we're home.
Oh, yeah. The Han Solo turn to the camera, we are home. Fuck that.
But then all of a sudden,
the gibbering mouther shows up.
What are those things called?
Gibbering mouther is what they're called in D&D. I don't know.
Weird little, like, CGI
tentacles
things.
And teeth, yeah. Gibbering
then
mouther.
They come, kill everybody conveniently, and they escape. Then they go meet up with Leia, and Han and Leia are like, hey, I haven't seen you in forever. And he's like, yeah, nice to see you.
Doesn't she slap him?
No, she hugs him, but she doesn't... No, I don't remember.
I feel like the dumb, like... Waggity schmaggity doo would be to, like, slap him.
I do love how Han just leaves. It's so Han Solo just leaving his family at the end.
Yeah.
Like, all the character development is just gone because he got bored.
Yeah, that's... See, that's exactly why I hate it.
Really?
All that character development, nah.
He just got bored. He's like, you know what? I miss scavenging and doing all
I'm
this
just bored of my wife and kids. My princess wife and kids. I am a general in an army. I'm just bored.
Well, then speed through it. All of a sudden, things happen. Han Solo dies, gets stabbed by Kylo Ren.
Ben.
I like Kylo Ren.
I don't dislike him. I just wish he was...
He's a very human character.
Nah, not human at all. Just wish he was a little bit more interesting. He's a clean slate.
It's not a clean slate. He's very jaded. He's very confused. He just wants what he wants, and he has anger issues.
Yeah, but what does he want?
He just wants things to go to a certain way.
Yeah, but what is that way?
We'll talk about that in The Last Jedi recap. I'm not there yet, okay? So, basically things happen, and they have a big fight in the forest. Finn picks up a lightsaber, starts fighting.
Everyone gets heat on that moment. They're like, how could he even do it? It's like, dude, everyone knows how to swing a sword.
Yeah.
If anything, Kylo was just toying with him and being like, "Go
No,
ahead."
it's not even that. The thing I get so mad about that, they're like, "Oh, how can Rey and Finn fight him?" He got shot in the fucking ribs.
Right. No.
So he's hurt. The whole time he's like trying to fight through the pain, beating himself.
No, the way dark powers work is there's a Sith that is literally was cut in half, but he's keeping himself together because the pain is fueling his power.
I don't think that's how it was with this one. This one
I
seems like more
understand,
desperation.
But that's what I saw.
Yeah.
And that fight with Finn and the Stormtrooper, Traitor, that's his number, TR8TR, right? Traitor. He yells traitor when he fights Finn.
That was a cool fight when the Stormtrooper brought out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that fight, everyone's like, how could Finn use a lightsaber? It's like, well, it's just a sword. Just, you know, pointed in that direction.
They're swinging a sword, then it's finessing the sword.
Yeah. But then Kylo Ren losing to Rey, like, even if he did get shot, he still was trained by Luke. This is a chick who picked
but he has like almost a fatal wound.
Exactly. This is a chick who picked up a lightsaber yesterday and is doing Jedi bullshit.
Yeah.
And he is trained by Luke, fallen to the dark side, almost a Sith in his own right, and he loses.
He doesn't lose. The ground breaks and he flees.
But it was close.
Yeah. It was still a cool fight, though. It was a lightsaber fight.
Lightsabers.
Yeah. Not every Star Wars movie has lightsabers.
Every
Remember
Star-
Last Jedi?
Ev-
When there wasn't a lightsaber that hit another lightsaber? There was not one lightsaber versus lightsaber battle in the Last
But
Jedi.
there were lightsabers.
Yeah,
In
but...
that dumb throne room scene.
Yeah, where it was just very bad choreography.
Very.
If you watch, like, the
bad.
actual... It's just like... The blade comes and it just disappears.
Not even that, but like the guy who's like,
Yeah, he's just sitting there.
and swing.
It's like the video game with bad guys like...
It's like bad action movies where everyone comes in one at a time instead of just mobbing the dude and beating the shit out of him. I watched what's his name? Shadiversity. Shout out to this funny. He's an overweight Englishman with a high pitched voice who knows everything about military weapons and ancient medieval weapons, and he breaks that fight down scene by scene, frame by frame, and it's just like, oh shit. Yeah, any trained swordsman would just kill those two instantly.
A lot of openings.
Just like telegraphing attacks.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Just swing. You don't need to, you know. So that fight sucked. But that whole movie sucked. That's the one I remember better. I don't remember. What's the first one?
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. That
Force Awakens is probably my third favorite Star Wars movie. I love that movie.
Which of the original trilogy does it beat?
New Hope. Why, you a big New Hope guy?
Yeah.
New Hope is a
Great.
fun, it's a great story, but a sloppy movie.
You do understand they were filming in the fucking Syrian desert.
We'll get to that in the discussion. But yeah, Last Jedi. How's that even open? I can't remember. Like, it opens with fucking Rey and Luke. Luke's like, I don't want this lightsaber. Throws
Luke,
it, which is very uncharacteristic.
Which is, dude, you can even watch the Mark Hamill interviews where they're like, they fucking raped my character. They ruined it.
Like,
he's drinking milk from a tit. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then Yoda's like still in his like jokey personality, Yoda.
Yeah.
And
it was
it's
weird.
like
They made it a point in the old movies to be like,
to show that the joke is just the joke. That he's incredibly
he's super wise and all that.
reverent.
But now he's like, I'm dead. I'm just gonna fuck around.
No, but the fuck around personality was to make people think he's not a Jedi.
Yeah.
Then he becomes wise Master Yoda, who he always is.
That's why I don't think Rian Johnson had like a grasp.
I don't think Rian Johnson watched a Star Wars before getting the Star Wars title.
Like, he's like, I'm a real Star Wars fan. Blah blah blah. He's like yelling at the fans that they can all fuck off, and I'm like,
my dick, or whatever that tweet was.
That was awful. It was literally a dude just being like, I'm trying to give you constructive criticism.
Listen, man, I'm not attacking. I'm
He
a fan of the
he
film.
even said in the thing, he's like, dude, I'm not attacking you. Like, I'm just putting my points out there. And Rian Johnson has a shit fit.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. I think
Rian
that was.
Johnson sucks.
Yeah, Rian Johnson sucks balls,
But-
and he's a shitty kid. If you would want to laugh, look up Rian Johnson Last Jedi storyboard. It literally looks like Chad gave his kid a crayon and told him to draw a Star Wars laser battle. It's like big squares with like stick figures and the word boom written there. And it's like big, huge, evil spaceship. And it's just a circle because he didn't know what it looked like.
Can we talk about how Snoke was just...
Pointless? Completely pointless?
When we get into our Rise of the Skywalker thing, I'll talk about why I think he was pointless.
I know why he was pointless. He didn't do anything.
Well, he could have done something, but Ryan Johnson's like, oh, it's fuck fan expectations.
Okay, see, you keep blaming the director, but do you know how many... Edgar Wright got fired from working on the Ant-Man movie because it didn't fit the creative direction Disney wanted to go. So if Disney didn't want Snoke to die, they would have stepped in. But...
No, because I think that was a lot of Kevin Feige. Actually, Kevin Feige wasn't totally in charge.
No, he wasn't. They gave Ryan Johnson the reins, and he said...
Although this is a lot of Kathleen Kennedy, though.
Yeah, she's a witch.
Yeah, she sucks.
The Force is female.
But it's just stupid, like...
Hit her with a hammer.
That all happens, then they're like, let's split up. Let's not tell Poe the plan. Let's fucking go to the casino planet. Have the whole plot of that not even matter, because nothing happens from it.
Let's admonish Poe for having a completely
logical,
reasonable reaction to people doing something stupid. And then also, if you could just light speed into spaceships, why not always do that?
Because it's like the Japanese, just kamikazing things.
No, just make a square piece of metal and put an FTL drive on it, and just shoot that at stuff, because you can't stop it, apparently, and it blew up the evil, scary, which kind of looked like the Nazi, you know, when the Nazis were making those weird triangular, like, jet plane things at the end of World War II. You know what I'm saying? When they were experimenting with jet propulsion. I think that was more of like a nod.
You know what I hate the most, though, about this movie?
What?
Let's send Rose and Finn to this planet, try to get a guy to do this, but then the guy ends up backstabbing him. So they're like, oh, we need to have like a Final Fantasy plot where we steal horses.
The Sicario Star Wars crossover? That was my favorite part.
They had to give him the fucking stutter and everything.
When Sicario was like, you can't trust anyone. And then they were like, we'll trust you. And it was like, I just told you not to trust anyone.
It's like I told you I'm literally a bad guy.
I'm selling weapons to the Empire. And they're like, no, this is fine.
It's like, alright, we're going good now, but as soon as shit goes astray,
I'm gonna betray you. I read the script.
But then they're like,
did you not read the script in like 3 pages? I fuck you over. Like, what are you doing?
We can't leave without the horses. And I wish Finn was like, you know what? We have bigger fish to fry right now.
What if he said, I'm sick of these goddamn alien horses on this goddamn alien planet?
You know what makes me most mad about that scene? They're running through the buildings, blasting through walls, getting like lights hanging, running through those. There's no way they wouldn't get clotheslined.
No one gets hurt, and on top of that, no one is like, hey, the Resistance could use like an extra $1 billion credits. We're taking it from these gamblers, so it's okay. We need to buy guns. Shit, you know? So that's the best part about the Resistance, is they keep ignoring the fact that the Resistance is a terrorist organization rebelling against the government. So there's the New Republic, which is exists.
Pretty much.
No. Then there's the First Order. They're the bad guys.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the Resistance, this weird third faction, this terrorist organization that's blowing up the bad guys. So it's like the United States, the Kurds, and Turkey. Like, Turkey's the villain, and the United States is mad at Turkey, but they're using the Resistance, the Kurds, to fight the Turks. Yeah. That's what those movies are. But nobody's showing the scene where fucking Leia's beheading a stormtrooper and holding it up and screaming, all meta posts. Shall die.
It's a little more different than that. It's the whole concept was trying to overthrow the Nazis.
What about that scene where Poe is setting up a car bomb on that crowded Coruscant street to really fuck?
What do you think of the space scene with Leia?
So fucking dumb. I can't stop thinking about ISIS Star Wars characters.
What do you think of Leia doing the shitty, wicked bad?
Dumb as shit.
Like, they could have animated it well, but she's just literally like this freeze, floating.
Yeah, and then also, well, that was the whole point of that movie, was, anytime anyone took a step forward, circumstances would bring them back. Literally, Leia dying and then going, no, coming back. Going to meet the smuggler, codebreaker guy, didn't work, come back. Go into the prison to do it, didn't work, come back. The end of the movie, let's blow up the giant laser, never mind.
No, like at the beginning, she's like, Luke's like...
Going to meet Luke for training, never mind.
What's the Force? I don't know, lifting rocks. It's like, it's much more than lifting rocks.
And then the end of the movie
And then the movie, she's lifting rocks.
12 rocks. But she's doing it to save her 8 friends.
I really wanted, like, a cheesy montage of Luke training her.
live to win, and she's like lifting rocks. You must be the last Jedi!
I guess Leia was supposed to be the last Jedi, but her passing away kind of fucked their plans.
I love how Disney put all their money on Carrie Fisher. They killed Han, they killed Luke, and they were like, Carrie Fisher, she's the female of the big three, she's the one we're gonna push. She looks a little fat, tell her to lose weight. Oh, she died of a cocaine addiction? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Way to go, Disney.
Way to guilt trip somebody.
Seriously, telling a woman she's too fat, a cokehead of all kinds of women, and then fucking she dies of a cocaine addiction because she needed to lose weight, and no one addresses it.
Alright, let's speed through.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't even got to the main shit. Alright, so all of a sudden, like, shit happens. Luke comes as a dream person. He manifests as, like, consciousness.
I liked that fight. Only because when Luke showed up, I was like, hey, this Rian Johnson guy might be cool. He might be like, Luke is so strong with the Force, he was able to teleport himself.
It was kind of clever, like, watching you see his, like, foot, like, the sand turned red every time he moved, so every time Luke would move, it wouldn't be red. So you're watching it, and you're like...
Oh, what gave it away for me was that his beard was
because he looked...
younger.
Honestly, I didn't even think that. I just thought, oh, he straightened himself up a little bit to look more reasonable.
No, I saw younger.
But in the reality of film, it's like, this is how...
He
Kylo
force
Ren
projected
remembers
himself.
No, it's just how Kylo Ren remembers him.
Oh, I didn't know that. That sounds stupid. I thought he was so strong with the Force, he projected himself.
Which I feel like even if he looked like old Luke, Kylo Ren would still be like, what up, old man?
And that would have been better.
It would have been funny if he was like, you look like shit.
And then Luke is like, whatever.
How badass was it, though, and like, they were shooting all the blasts at him, and just... In your head, if he was really there, it's like, he's fucking dodging all this shit.
In my head, I was expecting, as soon as the dust cleared, Luke to be standing there like this.
A big force field up or something.
Well, because remember when Vader storms the first Corellian cruiser and the guy shoots lasers at him and he's just like, nope.
Yeah.
I was expecting Luke to do that, but on a larger scale.
Like, I was really hoping, like, at the end, he had them all there and he just shoots them all back
He does that, not in the Corellian cruiser, I take that back. He does it at Cloud City when Han pulls his blaster on him at the dinner and then Vader's like, psh, psh, just deflects him. And then pulls the gun away. Dude, Vader was so cool.
Vader was probably the best representation of the Force in any of these movies.
Yeah.
They kind of, like,
the Emperor just walking up to Luke and being like, you're dead now.
That's pretty Sith power, though.
But that's the Force.
Yeah.
That's more like he didn't even fucking Emperor didn't even pull the lightsaber, and he was like, "I'm winning this fight."
I just really wish they went with the gray Jedis. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Where they master like the light and the dark side.
I think that's stupid.
Why?
Because
if you use too much of the dark side, it can take over you. So you try to balance it out.
Yeah, but if you use too much of the Force, what? All right. Also, can we keep in mind that up until the new movies, the dark side was never called the dark side on film. It was always called the Force and the darker side of the Force. So fans took that to mean the light side, the dark side.
Does Darth Vader say, "Come to the dark side," or does he say, "Come to the darker side"?
Embrace the darker side of the Force.
I feel like he says, "Come to the dark side."
I'm telling you, man, it's not in the original 3. I'd have to.
We'll look it up during the edit.
Well, yeah, during the edit, you can correct me, and if you do correct me, I'm gonna kick your ass because I know I'm right, and you know I'm right.
I don't know.
You know.
I always feel like they said it might be
they
like
said
the
it in the
Mandela
video
effect
games.
bullshit.
They say it in the video games.
Yeah.
They say it in a lot of the books. Because I read the. You know what sucks about the new movies is I read
everything canon.
I read all those extended universe about the about Luke and Leia's twin kids, and how Jaina and Jan, and how Jan falls to the dark side and comes back, and Jaina,
cool.
Yeah. But then the reason he fell to the dark side and come back was to get stronger, so he could help Luke fight this even tougher guy. That even Luke had to fall to the dark side and come back.
That's cool.
And Luke meets this dark side lady and gets married.
See, I think the problem.
I'm sorry.
The problem with The Last Jedi is we were expecting a lot more character development.
We were expecting anything than what we got, because we got nothing.
The thing that pissed me off is like it's the ends of the original trilogy. So why would you kill Luke? Why would you give him such a bitchy role and have him not do anything?
Oh my god! I think I just figured out what Rian Johnson was going for.
You know, piss fans off?
No, Empire Strikes Back is considered the darkest of the original 3 because it ends on such a sour note. Luke is fucked up. Han is encased in carbonite, and it's seemingly like everything's gone to shit.
Yeah.
But like it's just gone to shit for our main characters, not for the war in general. It's just going to shit for our guys. Whereas in this movie, he went, oh, I need to show it turn out bad, so I'll kill off the entire resistance. And I'll make Luke Skywalker die, and I'll make Carrie Fisher die, but not really, and...
They could have definitely just done like a cheesy Ex Machina. Luke shows up at the last minute to save everybody.
If he had shown up in his X-Wing, just
cool.
his X-Wing and R2 like rolls out in the middle of the battle, and he's like, not now, R2, and then R2 goes back, and he just...
You know the biggest problem with this movie? And this is going to be the last thing we talk about Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Because I can go on for hours.
I know, it seems so. You know it more than me.
But there's a scene where Finn is finally going to have like a redeeming moment in the movie. He's going to
sacrifice himself.
Sacrifice himself. And the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, this is awesome. Like,
this
I'm not going to be sad. Well, I'll be sad he's gone, but not even sad that, like, mad that they killed him.
It's going out with a bang, literally.
But then all of a sudden, Rose, like, out of nowhere, just goes...
But what if when she hit him, they both blew up? Like, her plan was...
Like, everybody... No, the thing pissed me off is, like, there's no logical way she'd be able to catch up to him.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, he was being held up back by the beam. And I'm like, it wasn't a strong enough beam to really hold him back, so it was just a pre-beam thing.
Yeah, it was just heating the laser,
Yeah.
charging the laser. But also...
And then the fucking door blows up, so, like, they lose.
Her whole thing is, like, love will overpower us, and it's like, love is not gonna blow up that laser.
Love is not win wars.
Yeah. In fact, quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Murder and hate. That wins wars. See, this is why I
Remember
said...
when we hated the Nazis?
Dude, remember when we hated the Russians?
Remember
and
when
the
we hated
Taliban?
the Japanese?
And the Chinese?
I love the Japanese now, though.
It's because we nuke them to submission. That's literally all it is. They are probably one of our greatest allies.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're so cool.
I would love to live in Japan.
That's how you know we're weebs.
But anyway, what do you think's gonna happen in Rise of the Skywalker?
Dude, I honestly, like, I can't think of, like, anything.
See, I'm way more optimistic about this movie than you.
All I can see is just negatives, 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 negatives. 'Cause it's J.J. Abrams, right?
Yeah, he made The Force Awakens.
Yeah, he also made those 3 really bad Star Wars movies.
Star Trek?
Yeah.
See, you look at him as a Star Trek fan, and I look at him as somebody who never watched Star Trek, so the first one was really good.
But here's what I'm doing. I'm looking them as a Star Trek fan, and I keep calling them Star Wars movies. So you know they're not Star Trek movies. I've consistently called them Star Wars, and I'm not even doing it as
I like
a kid.
J.J. Abrams. I feel like...
I like
And
his...
especially George Lucas went in and talked to them about shit.
It's just, my thing with J.J. Abrams is lens flare. He loves his lens flare.
Yeah.
He loves his shaky cam, and he loves his camera whoosh movements. He loves the shoo.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine, dude. You're not
it's
Michael...
great in the big screen.
Yeah, exactly, but he does it, but he's not Michael Bay about it. But he's
Yeah.
still doing what Michael Bay does, which is the big action set piece.
Yeah.
Which is fine for a Star Wars movie. It's just, I'm gonna get in and there's gonna be nothing.
You know what I hate about the new ones compared to like the old ones?
They're bigger.
You had 3 movies, but the character progression of each character
was genius.
Yeah.
Not genius, but it was...
No, it was very well for 3. It's hard to do it in 3 movies.
You've heard of the story circle, right? You just base it off the Iliad, start with the Iliad, you know?
Yeah.
And just follow the Iliad's journey, and it comes full circle and makes a character amazing.
But I
Rising action, falling...
I liked Force Awakens, how they did a lot of that. Like, I didn't mind Han dying. Like, I thought it was good character progression for Kylo Ren.
My thing with Force Awakens was, we're introduced to Rey, and she's already capable. She's been living
Well, they tried playing it off as she's been living on her own.
That's what I mean.
Since she was, like, probably like 10.
I can't identify with that character. No one can.
That's why it's fantasy.
But here's the thing. Luke Skywalker is just some fucking whiny brat. I want to go to Tashi Station to get power converters.
Well, that's the difference between the movies I'm saying. Like, more character
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you're saying Force Awakens is great, and it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, but you gotta look at the bigger picture. If I'll change my mind if the Rise of Skywalker, I fucking hate that name, Rise of Skywalker doesn't explain why Rey is so OP.
It's gonna, you know what? You want to know how it's gonna explain it? It's gonna be, so you know how Palpatine talks about Darth Plagueis and his ability to even create life. You know? He created Rey to be a vessel for if he dies, he can take it over.
I think it's more that there's a big theory going on where she's a clone of the hand of Luke.
That got cut off?
Yeah.
In Bespin that went down the garbage chute?
So there's...
And out the bottom?
So I guess there's DNA of Luke's Skywalker blood in her. Like, I definitely think she's a clone. And there's going to be two Reys. There's going to be the evil Rey and the good Rey. They're going to pull a Logan. Because I don't think that in the trailer that's really Rey who has, like, the dual lightsaber.
I assumed that was her going into the tree.
Where it's all, like, a vision?
Where Luke went in... Well, no, because they did that in the second movie where she goes into the cave.
Yeah.
So they... I mean, I wouldn't put it past J.J. Abrams
to do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to end up being...
Where does Ghost Yoda fit into all this?
Where does Ghost Anakin fit in all this?
Where does Ghost Obi-Wan...
Anakin's going to be in the movie.
Wait, really?
There's big talks about Hayden Christensen, like, being in the movie and everything.
He just walks in, what's up? And then just walks out.
He just goes up to Kylo Ren, stop!
Not even. He just walks into the room and goes, what's up? My name's Hayden Christensen. I played Anakin
How
Skywalker.
badass would it be if they actually had, like, Hayden Christensen be a good actor and just go up to Kylo Ren, and that's like a Force Ghost, just like, be like, stop! What are you doing? Like, this is not the path you should be taking.
Nah.
You know,
It'd be better if, so Palpatine puts his soul into someone else to come back. Well, while Vader was dying, he did the exact same thing.
Mm.
So we get, like, a good Darth Vader show up in, like, white armor and just...
White armor be gay.
Dude, you haven't read that comic. Where, when Vader's like, just leave me behind, Luke's like, no! They takes him onto the plane, and then him and Leia and Luke become, like, Jedi Avengers, just traveling.
Cool.
Exactly, and he wears white, but it's still the Vader costume. It's cool. But I think, yeah, the only way you can save this movie is if you're going to bring back Palpatine, you got to bring back Vader. If you don't bring back Vader,
Okay,
no
Let
one
me give
cares.
him my Palpatine. I call him Palpatine.
Palpatine.
When I say Palpatine, it sounds like a cheesy, like,
Napaltine.
cheesy drink. What was that
Yeah.
drink with the monkey? Like the orange drink? Oh,
Sunkissed?
no. Whatever. But Palpatine. Palpatine. I honestly think he was just possessing Snoke the whole time. But he wasn't strong enough to use his full power as Snoke.
I wanted Snoke to be Darth Plagueis.
That would be cool. I honestly thought Darth Plagueis was going to be in the movie.
Me too.
But the most logical thing is that he's just hosting bodies, and that's why Snoke was so strong, because he had, like, most of his power.
He was so strong that No, because he died in such a bitch way.
Well, that's why, like, that's what I was going to get to. Palpatine got so cocky that he didn't think that Kylo Ren would betray him, so he had his guard down so much.
Dude, Palpatine is the guy who used the Force to trick Yoda. That's how powerful Palpatine was. He would have seen the betrayal coming from 1,000,000 miles away.
I still think they're going to pull it, but I think
Especially after what happened with him and Vader.
I still think they're going to do it, but I think that just might have been bad storytelling.
I think what happened, if we're going to go with the Palpatine was controlling Snoke, was he saw Rey and went, better, and just left Snoke. So Snoke was Force sensitive, but not as Force sensitive, because Palpatine's essence was inside him.
Mm.
So as soon as Palpatine went, yeah, that Rey chick, for some reason, is the best ever.
How cool would that be if it, like, the end of The Last Jedi turned into kind of like a possession thing?
I think that's
where,
what...
like, she was just fighting it the whole time?
I think that's where this
and
is
you think
gonna
that's
go.
why Dark Rey comes from?
I think Dark Rey is going to be her falling.
Imagine if Kylo Ren had to kill Rey to save the movie.
Okay, that's where I would want to go with this, is Kylo Ren is no longer big dick on the block, because Rey has given into the dark side.
In The Last Jedi, like, he really doesn't want the dark side, he doesn't want the resistance, he just wants things to kind of flow in his...
He kind of idolized his,
grandfather.
I guess, his grandfather. He
Yeah.
kept his mask and stuff. So, this is where the Vader Force Ghost comes in. So fucking Rey falls to Palpatine and is all about that Sith life. And then Kylo's like, what do I do? That's the Emperor, and then Vader shows up, and he's like, bro, turn to the light. And then Luke shows up, and he's like, it was right all along, motherfucker. And then, because you know how a red lightsaber crystal works?
No.
So a lightsaber crystal chooses you, and whatever you know, like the purple one chose Mace Windu, a yellow one chose so-and-so. But when you are a Sith, you take your lightsaber crystal and you use the Force to bend it to your will, and it bleeds and turns red.
So imagine if they had like a cool scene where like his lightsaber just like, it's like a teasing anime scene, like
That's
powering up, but just, and all of a sudden like the crazy side beams like just mellow out.
Yeah,
it just goes,
it's red and it flickers off, and then blue. You know,
so cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do that anime bullshit, because I know how power crystals work, and
It's not gonna happen though.
I know. And then he's like, yeah, and then Anakin and Luke's Force Ghosts turn on their lightsabers, and they fucking run down a hallway together to like some anime song, and then they get to the door and they throw the door open, and Rey's just like, bah! And they just.
Imagine if like Anakin and Luke just like put themselves in Kylo Ren.
Yeah, or even like each one grabs a shoulder and they're like, we're with you.
Then it's dissolve away. That'd be so cool.
All the way up to the fingertips, you know, and then Kylo's like, oh.
I really want Kylo Ren to be the hero.
I guarantee I don't guarantee, but I would like that too.
But I feel like they get shipped like, you made the girl the bag.
But he is the only Skywalker.
Yeah.
Well, no, he'd be a Solo.
He has Skywalker blood.
Do you know why Han Solo's last name is Solo?
Why?
Because when he tried to join the Emperor, he was the only one like there, so they called him Solo. Fuck that movie, dude.
I don't remember that.
I remember seeing that scene and going, I just thought it was his name.
Why can't that just be his name?
Why did it need a backstory?
I don't know. But do you think Luke's gonna come into the movie and actually fight, or do you think he's gonna just be more of a background, like, motivational character?
I think they whipped the dog that is Mark Hamill so much that they were like, you're coming back. And he was like, okay. And you're not going to do a fight scene. And he's like, alright. Like, I think they the fact that it was the Luke Skywalker story and they just round it into the dirt, I don't think he cares anymore. I think he's like, fuck this. It's like when Han Solo, when they brought Harrison Ford back, they're like, you're going to do one more movie. And he's like, only if you kill me.
Yeah. Which Han Solo's death is way better than Luke's.
Well, the fact that Han Solo goes, you know you gotta do it, when he kills him.
Yeah.
So Han's in on the idea that the Emperor is coming back. But then Rian Johnson kicks in, and it's all gone, because why would Luke kill himself if the Emperor's still out there?
This is why I'm so happy that they're saying they're going to take a break from movies for a while. Because they need to actually write movies and not have some
Shit that out every year.
Yeah.
Every 9 months a new Star Wars movie was coming out. They were all bad.
I don't know. But how do you think the movie's going to end?
Badly. It's gonna end with Rey and Kylo teaming up to kill the Emperor, and then they're gonna be like, we did it together, and you'd expect them to kiss, but it turns out Rey's a lesbian, so she kisses some female that was introduced like 5 minutes ago, and Kylo goes, this is for the best, I'm gonna go into space, and then he fucks off. Poe and Finn have gay anal sex in the background. C-3PO's dead, so we get our...
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that. What do you think's gonna happen with C-3PO? Because in the things they show him with like guns and everything, you think he's like mind wiping himself so he can just become like a mindless killing machine?
No, because he's a droid built for protocol and etiquette. He's strapping a bomb to himself.
You think so?
I'm taking one last look at my friends. He's suiciding. He's gonna commit suicide. They're gonna put a neutron bomb inside him, and he's gonna be what saves the day. And then the only other 2 characters that they have to get rid of from the old franchise are fucking Lando, Cal motherfucking Rizian, coolest guy in the world, and R2. Once they get rid of them, they're gone. Well, R2's already been phased out by B2, or whatever it's called.
They can't kill R2. I feel like if they kill R2, there's gonna be more rage about killing Luke.
Oh, R2 was the one that pushed everyone over the line?
He's gonna be.
Not Han, not Luke, not Leia.
Han had a good death, so I'm not mad about that.
What about Admiral Akbar?
That was bullshit.
He died.
Let's die off screen. Where he should have been the one, the fucking suicide bomb.
He was so cool.
Yeah.
And only because of the one line where he screams it's a trap.
It's a trap!
But that scene is so key.
Like, they definitely should have had him do the suicide bombing and not that fucking blue.
Can we talk about how fucking sick that battle is in Return of the Jedi? Where they're like, listen, we're gonna just rush the final Death Star. We gotta just do it. Like, we don't have enough guys, we gotta do it. Alright, let's do it. We have the element of surprise. Oh, fuck, there's Star Destroyers that outnumber us 10-1, warping in behind us. Admiral Akbar yells, it's a trap. So they have a decision. Charge at the Death Star or turn around and fight. They choose to turn around and fight. And they fucking 180 their ships and just fly headfirst into Star Destroyers. Remember that scene where it's all the TIE fighters and like the 30
X-Wings?
X-Wings?
I think that movie gets a bad rap.
It gets a bad rap because of the Ewoks. Ewoks are the worst part, and you can totally tell Han Solo, or Harrison Ford, doesn't fucking care at all. Remember the scene where he's standing behind the door, just like... Like, you could just tell the actor gave the fuck up. But, yeah, that laser battle, the final scene confrontation between Luke and Darth Vader, where Luke's hiding in the Raptors, and Vader's just kind of like... Oh, wait, you have a sister? You know, and then Luke drops down and fucking cuts the hand up. It's so good. Sorry. I love that movie.
It's fine.
I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, and it really hurts me seeing the direction they're taking something I enjoyed so much.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like that bitter fan that's like, it's not the way I liked it. I excuse the prequels. I'm okay with what... They're bad, but they're still Star Wars in my mind.
My always opinion, and I'll have this opinion forever, the prequels could have been a lot better if they were kind of more streamlined, directed better.
They could have been a lot worse if, like, let's say Rian Johnson was in charge.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at them.
Like, the acting was bad, which that kid actor was awful. But the acting in the further movies was bad.
The acting's always been kind of bad in Star Wars. You can't say Mark Hamill's a brilliant actor.
He does well.
What movies has he been in besides Star Wars?
You should watch Sushi Girl. He
Is
plays like a wicked psychotic guy.
Is he a guy or is he a voice?
No, he's a guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's actually a cool movie. It's pretty much like all these like...
wait, that hit film Sushi Girl?
Yeah, all these...
Yeah, I never heard of it.
All these people, like hitmen, like murderers, come into a room and they're all eating sushi off like a naked girl. Then shit just escalates through the whole movie. Mark Hamill's like the fucked up sociopath guy. He does really well.
So it's Reservoir Dogs, but with sushi and Asians?
Better.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs sucks. Hot take.
It doesn't suck.
Not
it doesn't.
Good.
All right, I'll put it this way: Reservoir Dogs was my first Tarantino film, so it's got a place.
Pulp Fiction was mine, of course.
Of course. Yeah, I went Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction.
It's a weird mix.
Yeah, I did it the weird way, you know.
But back to Star Wars.
Yeah, sorry.
I am really hoping that like the movie starts out with them building their resistance up, so there's an actual excuse why there's so many of them.
Yeah, because that shot in the trailer where they're on Yavin 4, and there's like 30 people there, and it's like, but wait, the end movie there was only 8.
Like, of what I've heard, the first 2 ones were like right after another. This one's gonna be like 5 years down the line.
Oh, that's such an easy way to retcon.
But
shit, we fucked up so hard. Let's wait movie. Okay.
But 5 years down the line, so it gives more of a reason why it actually can show like Rey training.
What if they waited 5 years in real life? We'd get a way better movie, though.
Oh yeah.
We would get such a better movie.
But in that 5 years, I feel like they're gonna gather the resistance. Rey's gonna actually train.
Why we see her running through Yavin. She's probably gonna talk to Force Ghost, Luke, and Yoda.
I hope they don't show up to like desperation mode.
No, I think they're gonna be there the entire.
The trainer.
Yeah, that's gonna be your training montage. But instead of music, it's gonna be control, control. You must have control. And then the Force flows in you.
Yeah.
The Force flows in all of us. And then Anakin going, "You told me midichlorians." And then Obi-Wan going, "No, trust me, dude. No, it's the Force." And then Qui-Gon will come in and go, "Hey, remember me?" And then Mace Windu will be like, "Anakin, you fucking asshole!" And
I
then
think Susie Broomkid gets shot in the face.
yeah. The movie's opening and Broomkid directly after he catches the broom turns around and just someone shoots him. Fucking witch! You guys saw that? And they're all like, "No, it's justified." That
TJ was like, "Fuck that character. What the fuck were you thinking?"
I want a whole movie where all the Force ghosts are trying to be like, Anakin, the fuck, dude?
Why such a dick?
The whole movie. The whole fucking movie. Anakin, dude. Oh no, I thought I was doing... You weren't though, man.
No, I'm gonna call the whole movie right here. 5 years later. This is gonna show training. This is gonna show building up the resistance. There's gonna be all those edited scenes from the deleted scenes from Princess Leia. Redone backgrounds and all that.
Weird. That's gonna look bad.
Poe's actually gonna have a bigger role in the thing because for some reason they didn't trust him after he saved the day in the first movie.
In the first movie, he was the badass. He was the Han Solo replacement.
Yeah,
then the second movie, they made him an asshole for being a man. Yeah. And then in this movie...
But it's gonna turn into that. Everybody gets better. Everybody grows. Then all of a sudden, like, Rey's gonna be, like, falling as she slowly gets more possessed by Palpatine. Palpatine.
I hate that your speech impediment...
How do you say it?
Like...
Palpatine.
Like heart palpitations.
Heart palpitation teen. No, but...
Heart palpitation teen? That's the worst superhero ever.
No, but I really hope, like, it's like a struggle for Rey as she slowly becomes possessed with...
No, because they don't do that anymore. It's gonna be quick cut. It's gonna cut to, like, Chewie dying, and that's gonna make Rey turn evil. Because she's gonna have a swell of emotions, and Palpatine is gonna take that opportunity to seize her like a vampire.
I don't know, I think she's gonna have more visions, more crazy stuff's gonna happen.
Alright.
What if the vision in The Force Awakens was actually Palpatine, like, fucking with her?
No, because, I don't know, because the way the tree worked on, Dagobah was like, the tree itself was strong with the Force, so when you entered into it, it would show you whatever it would manifest what's on your subconscious. So when Luke walked into the tree, it was the fight with Vader, and then when he killed Vader, it was revealed to have Luke's head in it, so it was like, if you kill him, you become him kind of thing. Rey goes into the Force-sensitive area, and I don't remember what the fuck happens, because it was stupid.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you remember she goes in the cave and Luke's like, don't go in there, and she went in there and she mucked about? Was it like the Annihilation scene where like it's a mirror image, or am I getting the movie?
No, because in the scene they show like a bunch of different Reys.
They do?
Yeah. So I think...
I'm legitimate. I don't remember this scene.
What I remember, it shows like a bunch of different Reys. That's why I feel like she was a clone. Like they were trying to make the superior clone, and Rey was the clone.
What was the name of the clone planet?
But I honestly think Rey was one of the clones that got away.
I think that's stupid. Oh, well, then that would explain why her parents dropped her on Jan 2 or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But, like... no, why can't she just be a random chick who's strong with the Force?
Because that's what Rian Johnson wants.
I agree with that. Just make her a nobody. But also, as soon as she became the nobody, she's no longer the crux of the story.
Like, maybe they got DNA from Darth Vader or something and did it.
Fucking Kylo did have his skull, even though it blew up in a Death Star. He managed to get it.
I do like...
No, he didn't blow up in the Death Star, excuse me. They burnt it on a funeral pyre on Endor while Ewoks beat it like a drum.
That's why the helmet was all, like, charred and stuff. I do like the whole obsession he has with...
Do you ever read The Fist of Vader?
No.
It's a comic where, you know how Luke cut his hand off and it fell out the Death Star? Well, it fell out into like a trash ship that was leaving, because, you know, Death Star's huge. How the fuck could they know anyone's fighting? So they just took the trash to go dump it somewhere, and they dumped it on a random planet, and they find the Fist of Vader, and, like, it's like an incredibly powerful, like, if you're a normal human and you grab it, you have control of the Force.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, like, this evil Sith guy wanted it, and Jan and Jaina went and fucked his day up. It was a rad book. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's extended universe stuff I wanted to see.
That's why I'm getting mad. Like, instead of, like, going to, like, Star Wars lore, they're like, let's make up our own bullshit.
Well, as soon as Disney bought it, they said any expanded universe was no longer canon.
Dark Horse was like, fuck.
KOTOR. They've even met the stuff in the past, like Darth Bane,
No, like all the books.
All the graphic novels, all the books, everything. I read so many young adult books about Star Wars, because, like, I read the one about the bounty hunters with, like, IG-88 and Boba Fett, and, No Disintegrations. What's his name? No, he says that to Boba, but he mentions some... Trask? Something like that. Cool. He's the lizard man that wears yellow, and he's barefoot. No idea. Ah, you suck.
Movie guy.
How am I more of a star? Like, you're the Disney consumer, and here I am.
I told you, you're the guy with the memories. I'm the guy with the poop brain who just remembers things as we speak of them. But I didn't read any of the books. I don't read books. I read comics.
You read the Book of Mormon. That's yours, not mine.
Oh, wait, on fire.
Don't, come on. It's a nice book. It's got a lot of...
It's horribly written.
I know, but it's funny.
But do you think the movie's going to be good?
No.
Who do you think is going to die?
Of the original cast?
Just in general.
My death list goes Chewie first, C-3PO last, Leia in the middle, because obviously. I don't think they'll kill Lando, because why would they? That would serve no purpose. I think Rey's gonna die. And Palpatine, obviously. So mine would go Chewie, C-3PO, Leia, Rey, Palpatine. Or in order. Chewie, Leia, Rey, Palpatine, C-3PO at the same time.
See, I don't think Chewie's gonna die. I think they're gonna...
Well, Chewie dies in the books.
I know, but I feel like they're gonna sideline him a little bit in the movie.
Did you see the scene in the trailer where he's running down the hallway, shooting lasers?
But he does that all the time.
Right, but he's gonna die doing it this time.
I don't think so.
Because if he does it in every movie, why would they put that scene in the trailer? Unless it held some sort of importance.
I don't think Chewie's gonna die.
I do. I know he will. And Lobaka will take his place. It's from the books.
Rey's definitely gonna die.
Yeah, Rey's
Although there are talks of like a Rey spinoff.
Yeah, it'll be a prequel when she's a feisty teenager on a sand planet.
That's why I wish they wouldn't announce this shit before the movie actually comes out.
Dude, it's just like Endgame when they announced the Spider-Man sequel.
Yeah. And
then you watch Endgame and he dies at the end and you're like, well, I guess he'll be okay. It doesn't matter. I gotta pee, so you want to pause this?
No, we're almost done.
I gotta pee, though. Like,
I gotta
bad.
pee too.
Okay, let's wrap this up then. No, I don't think it'll be good. I hate it, and I'm gonna go pee. I'm sorry. You know how my bladder is, man?
Oh, I gotta pee.
Like, I don't get warnings. It's like, pee, pee, pee. Whoa! That was over the top. Holy shit.
Anyway, back from our pee break.
Expectations for the movie. I think it'll suck. I think everyone will say it's great. Oh, here's my number one expectation. It will make $1 billion. There's no way it can't.
It's probably going to make the least amount of all of them.
I mean, over production cost to profit, it'll make the least. However, in box office numbers, it will make the most.
You don't think The Last Jedi hurt everybody?
No, I think Disney will buy enough seats and enough theaters that they'll make sure they win.
That's a hot take.
It's the truth. George Bush doesn't care about 5G. Remember that?
I don't know. I'm really, I've just heard, a lot about the reshoots. Mark Hamill not being too keen about the movie.
Do you remember hearing about the reshoots on Solo? They had to hire an acting instructor to instruct their lead on how to act.
Yeah.
And that movie was 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it was mediocre.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
I could watch it on TBS in the background.
If I saw it on television, I might stick around.
Yeah, Last Jedi I wouldn't watch again.
Last Jedi I would get violently angry and beat
I watched that movie and I just want to get angry and, beat up people.
When I see the Last Jedi, I run to the closest living thing and kill it. Because I hate that movie. No, I'm kidding.
It's not even us hating on The Last Jedi.
It was so fucking bad movie. It was so bad.
And I hate, I understand people liking the prequels and sticking up for the prequels. Because sticking up for The Last Jedi.
Prequels had a different vibe, and they were bad. But they still told a story. The story just sucked.
Well, the story could have been awesome. It was directed and acted better.
No. It had... Oh my god.
Although,
the directing was serviceable.
Attack of the Clones is probably the worst one.
Yeah, but there's like...
That movie was just filler. There was no reason for that movie. Nothing happened.
As a kid, and this is strictly speaking as my undeveloped cinema mind, I hadn't seen any really good... I think my favorite movie at that point in time was Starship Troopers. And that's because I loved it because there was boobs and people dying. Like,
Still a good movie.
I didn't understand the whole fascism and all that stuff.
What, you just like the scene where they're in like
I just
fucking like
any scene where they were fighting the bugs, I was like, I saw it in theaters with my dad.
Yeah, when they're in the fucking Coliseum type thing.
When they're in the colony and they pull the guy's head up and he's got the hole and you're just like, what? And then everyone starts coming from everywhere. The scene where the general, like the guy gets picked off by the flyer and he kills the guy and he goes, I want you to do the same for me. I remember being like 9 or however old that movie came. Anyway, so that scene where the Jedi come in and they land in the middle of the Coliseum and they all get out and they all turn on their lasers, swords, I was like, oh shit, it's Starship Troopers. And I got like hype. And then the scene where the clones show up, I was like, big battle, here it comes. And then the big battle was
mediocre.
It was just a sandstorm, so I couldn't see what was happening. All I saw was red lasers and blue lasers and explosions, and I was like, you had the moment. And then
that's why I like to say like those movies could have been great if they were done differently.
Yeah.
Like I honestly don't think the story was that bad.
It was a boring story.
I don't like in Attack of the Clones how like Anakin wasn't super going towards the dark side. Then Revenge of the Sith, he's like full.
Well, it's because by the Revenge of the Sith they went.
They had a time jump.
Oh shit, we have to do 3 movies? Fuck, I thought we were doing 7. You know?
But, I don't know. The way they should have done it is like young Anakin.
Well, he does murder all those sand people, and not just the men, the women and children too. Whatever that fucking line is. I killed them all! Women and the children too! And it's like, geez, our fucking Darth Vader was a pussy.
Sand, man.
Sand.
It's all in his armor.
It's in his
crotch.
I mean, I've been camping in a sandy area, and it fucking
does suck.
Sucks.
No, sand sucks. But
Sand
why
sucks
the fuck
balls.
would you put it in the movie?
Because they were... George Lucas, I honestly believe, might be on the spectrum. And so he doesn't understand. I'm not even saying that to be mean. It's how the special effects in the original 3 are so fucking good.
Yeah.
Because he used practical effects and he overthought it and it looked amazing. However, when it comes to like human emotions and relationships and stuff like that, he's not that well versed. Exactly. Very blank slate, very straight A, B, C kind of conversations.
Ugh.
A lot of his shots in the original 3 or not the original, the prequels, are shot, counter shot, person moves, person leaves the room. No. It's very basic. You say this, I say that, I get angry.
That's why he's a great writer. He's just a bad storyteller, you could say. Like,
no, he's a good storyteller. He's a horrible writer.
Yeah.
Great storyteller. His overarching plot was beautiful, but when you get down to the nitty gritty and he's like, then he goes to the 50s diner, and you're like, what? What?
But anyway, I honestly think Rise of Skywalker is going to be a great movie.
I'm going to get you speech therapy. If the movie's great, I'll buy you a speech therapist.
It's not that. I've had like...
No.
7 beers.
Yeah, but you had 7 beers this morning at work. You had 7 beers at home. Like, what are you talking about?
And also the chemo gave me a
stutter. No, it didn't. And that was the worst stutter.
No, listen to when I talk a lot. You'll notice that
I do. I listen to you talk all the time. And it's always kind of like...
Well, you know about the Star Wars.
You don't speak in a deeper voice. You don't turn into Forrest Gump, you fucking asshole.
You don't think the movie's gonna be good?
No. I have no faith in any new movie because I'm a jaded cinephile. I want to see Climax. I'm too scared to. I'll put that on film.
Yeah.
Lighthouse. I was listening to Robert Pattinson on NPR today, and it made me even more hyped for Lighthouse. But we don't get any cool fucking art house films in this state, because why would we, right? It's fucking Rhode Island. We don't do anything except heroin.
What else we do? We say thank you for watching.
Oh yeah, thanks for watching our videos.
Average Cold Culture.
if you're making an indie film, come to Rhode Island. I'll watch it.
And if you're making Star Wars, just fucking make it good.
Just make it good, please.
Like, don't try to go against the fans, because that's stupid. Just read whatever your fan wants.
No, don't do that.
Express it your way.
No, don't do that. Just do what the original movies were doing. The basic story of hero rise, hero fall, hero succeed. Do. That's all you need to do. It's the fucking rising action, climax, falling action. That's all you need to do. That's all the story is.
Fuck The Last Jedi.
That was supposed to be the climax. How, unfortunately, Rian Johnson's writing skill was so shitty, he wrote them into a corner, and it's like, how do we succeed from here?
It's like, oh, cool, we're stuck out this thing with like 8 of us now.
And I could understand, like, maybe Rian Johnson had an idea for the third film, but it's like, dude, wrote yourself into a corner. I don't know. That movie sucks.
Well, let us know which Star Wars movie is your favorite.
Who do you think's gonna die first of the original cast? That's what I want to know.
Who'd you say? You said
my first thought is Chewie. I bet Chewie dies first.
I know they're not gonna kill Princess Leia.
She'll die second. She has to die.
She's not gonna die.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. I just know she's not gonna die. Original cast, I don't know if they're gonna kill anymore.
They have to. Well, we already know C-3PO is gonna die.
Some bullshit too. That fucking kamikaze girl is supposedly in the new movie.
Oh, the one they photoshopped out of the posters.
No, the fucking one who goes in the white speed.
Oh, purple hair lady.
Yeah, she's in the new movie. I guess I saw an article on that today. I'm hoping it's like flashbacks.
Laura Dern's character. That she sucked.
Yeah.
She was a bitch, and then she killed herself, and that was probably my favorite part, is her dying.
Imagine if Rose died. Think the theater would cheer.
I don't know why everyone talks about how she's like an ugly chick, but if you actually see what she looks like in real life,
even in the movie, she's not really ugly.
And it's definitely
she's
the idea.
Asian.
But here's.
She's like a thicker.
She's not ugly. She's just Asian. Way to
she's
be
a good-looking,
racist.
And
no, she's not even that thick. They're making her look fat in the movie for some reason. And it's like, why? Because the side character might be hotter than the lead, so you gotta make her look ugly? And it's like, why not just let her be hot?
It's just a bad character.
And character's bad, but like, it sucks that people on the internet hate on this chick. And it's like,
it's a whole Jar Jar thing. Like, just fucking...
Oh, that poor guy.
I don't know. That's another Star Wars discussion.
Yeah, that's another one, yeah.
But, once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified.
Or don't.
Just subscribe then.
Or don't.
Do it!
You should have left it at the last or down, the first or down. It's a good place. You suck at editing, dude. What? What am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to say something? Am I forgetting something? Am I supposed to drink? Fuck you. Is that staying at the end?
Yeah.